Nia used to think dream life meant a clean aesthetic, a paid-off car, skin that glowed without needing 3 products and intercession, and a job where nobody scheduled meetings before coffee had finished introducing itself to her bloodstream. But after enough months of meeting pain with praise, she noticed something far stranger and better was happening. She was changing. Not into a floaty, untouchable saint who levitated over inconvenience. She still lost socks in the laundry, and once rebuked her Wi-Fi router with more confidence than was strictly theological. But deep in her, endurance had started becoming delight. The hard places that should have made her bitter had become the very places Christ proved himself most kind. James 1:12 was no longer a nice verse on a highlight graphic. It had become biography. If your faith remains strong, even while surrounded by life's difficulties, you will continue to experience the untold blessings of God. And untold blessings, it turned out, had a sneaky habit of arriving in ordinary clothes. The little text she sent from bathroom floor prayer sessions grew into long conversations, then prayer calls, then a weekly gathering in her apartment living room. People came with heartbreak, anxiety, addiction, church wounds, medical fears, and the uniquely modern affliction of being spiritually hungry while pretending to be just busy. Nia never marketed any of it. She didn't build a brand. She put on tea, lit a cheap candle that claimed to smell like Baltic sunrise, though it mostly smelled like righteous optimism, and asked Jesus what he wanted to do. And Jesus kept showing up. People were encouraged with uncanny precision. Burdens lifted. Panic lost its grip. One woman said it felt like, "Someone opened a window in my soul." A skeptical neighbor came for snacks and stayed because Nia quietly described a grief she had told no one about. Nia would always blink, stunned, then say the same thing. "That was Jesus. I'm just the group chat." Meanwhile, the surrendered dreams she had once placed in God's hands began returning to her, but transfigured. She had wanted a meaningful life, but she had imagined chasing it, networking, grinding, optimizing, trying to become impressive enough for destiny to notice her. Instead, surrender had made her available, and calling found her at home in socks, with tea stains on her journal. Opportunities came without striving. A flexible role opened up that paid better and gave her space to serve people. New friendships formed, the honest kind, the soul exhale kind. Creative ideas dropped into her spirit with startling clarity. Doors opened that she had not knocked on. It was as if her dreams had gotten saved, sanctified, and sent back with better manners. She began to understand something holy and hilarious. She did not have to hunt down a glorious life, like a desperate contestant on a reality show called America's Next Top Calling. Her father had already written good works into her story. Her part was not self-invention. It was trust, attention, gratitude, obedience. And the happiness that settled over her was deeper than mood. It had weight, victory. Not the loud, swaggering kind that flexes for the camera, but the kind that survives the night and wakes up singing. She felt crowned, not with ego, but with the steady joy of a woman who had seen Jesus keep his word too many times to be bullied by despair. One evening, after everyone left her apartment, Nia stood alone in the kitchen rinsing mugs and smiling at nothing. The sink was full. Her back hurt. Someone had left half a cookie on the counter in a way that felt both careless and deeply human. And suddenly she was overwhelmed by the life she was living. Not because it was perfect,
Because it was authored. She laughed softly and looked upward. Jesus, this is absurd. This is way better than anything I would have built if you'd let me run wild. And in the quiet, she knew it was true. Her dreams had not died in surrender. They had been planted there. And what came back was larger, cleaner, kinder, more alive than her old imagination could have managed. True happiness wrapped itself around her like warm light. Not because life had become painless, but because Christ had made every difficulty serve love's purpose. Every test had carried treasure. Every hard moment had been made to kneel before His goodness. So Nia kept praising, kept listening, kept giving Jesus all the credit, because the crown on her life fit too perfectly to be self-made.